Happy Halloween, boys and girls, and welcome to another edition of Going to Bed with Mike and Steve. I'm Mike.
And I'm Steve.
And we are continuing to read R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, number 42, Egg Monsters from Mars. Let's get started, shall we? Chapter 28. I should have moved.
But I didn't.
I should have moved, but I didn't. I should have fought it, but I didn't. Too late now. The sticky, warm egg creatures, all glued together, rolled over me like a heavy carpet. Gross. I pushed up both arms. I raised my knees. I tried to squirm away. Too late. I tried to... It's too late to squirm away. It's too late. I tried to roll out from underneath, but it was too late.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how that part goes. But the heavy living carpet had me pinned on my back, pinned to the floor. It rolled over my waist and then quickly over my chest. Was it going to sweep over my head? Was it going to smother me? I punched at it with both fists. Let's jump back to the beginning where he said, I should have fought it. Too late. Too late now. But
I guess I'll do it now.
But then he started punching it. Too late to do it any harm. But it was too late to push it away. Too late to do it any harm. Too late to stop it as it crept closer to my neck, so warm and heavy.
Ooh, you think that'd be kind of nice?
No,
it's keeping it warm.
They're keeping him warm.
Oh, this is a touching moment.
Oh,
they're friends.
That's cute.
Good thing
maybe we're not supposed to know that until the fucking end of this chapter.
Good thing he was nice to his little creature there. See,
right.
Be kind to your fellow creatures.
Because then your creature goes...
And they be kind to you.
I twisted my head from side to side. I tried to roll away, but it was no use. Too late to fight back. Now I lay there, trapped, and felt it creep up to my chin, felt it throbbing, pulsing. Dozens of eggy monsters all pressed together alive, a living sheet of egg creatures covering me.
That feels so weird.
It would be pretty awful. I will give him that. I took a deep breath and held it as the heavy, warm carpet pressed itself against my chin.
Warm.
My arms and legs were pinned to the floor. I couldn't squirm away. I couldn't move. To my surprise, the egg carpet stopped under my chin. I let out a long whoosh of air. Whoosh. And waited. Had it really stopped? Yes, it didn't crawl over my head. It rested heavily on top of me, throbbing steadily as if it had 24 heartbeats. 24?
24? What happened to the 36? He doesn't know. Nobody knows how many egg monsters there are in here.
Yeah, it started where it was like 6,
7,
36, 24. I don't know.
An amount.
So warm. I felt so warm beneath it, almost cozy. I let out a sigh. For the first time I had stopped shivering. My hands and feet were no longer frozen. No chills ran down my back. Warm. I felt toasty and warm. Ooh. A smile spread over my face. I could feel my fear fading away with the cold. The egg creatures weren't trying to harm me, I realized. They wanted to help me. They pressed themselves together to form a blanket. A warm and cozy blanket. They worked together to keep me from freezing. They saved my life.
Yeah!
With the warm, pulsing blanket on top of me, I suddenly felt calm and sleepy and a little gross. I drifted into a peaceful, dreamless sleep. Such a wonderful, soothing sleep. I mean, regardless of the fact that he's got these nice egg monsters swaddling him, he is still on like a concrete floor, isn't he?
It's not, it probably wouldn't be totally comfortable.
Soothing.
Maybe it's like a...
wonderful and soothing, he says.
Maybe it's like a Venus flytrap. It slowly, loosens your skin and your muscles and starts working away.
What does a Venus flytrap do?
It just kind of closes and then slowly absorbs the creature inside. Loosening him up
and sucking his juices out slowly, all his perspiration, all the moisture in his skin. Like SpongeBob.
Like SpongeBob. They're like SpongeBob.
They saved my life with he had a wonderful soothing sleep, but it didn't help me get ready for the horrors of the next morning. Chapter 29.
Oh, yeah.
I awoke a couple of times during the night. At first, I felt alarmed and frightened when I saw that I wasn't home in bed.
Where am I? Oh, yeah, that wasn't a dream.
But the pulsing warm egg blanket relaxed me. I'll be quite honest, despite the fact that it is, trying to keep you warm and everything, I don't think waking up in a strange place and then go, oh, well, at least the egg monsters from Mars are crawling all over my body.
Good, they haven't killed me
That
yet.
would have probably frightened me slightly more than the fact that I wasn't at home. Ow! Yeah.
And they're regulating his temperature? I mean, can he get too warm
I mean, I don't know.
at a certain point? If he starts sweating and he's in a cold environment,
He's
kind of a
gonna
bad
freeze.
combo.
Yeah. He's gonna wind up with pneumonia. But the pulsing warm egg blanket relaxed me. I shut my eyes and drifted back to sleep. Sometime in the morning, I was aroused.
Really? Oh my god.
Sometime in the morning, I was aroused from a deep sleep.
Yeah, right. But
By
I was
an angry
aroused.
voice.
Period.
R.L. Stein, quote. From a deep sleep by an angry voice, I felt hands grab my shoulders roughly. Someone was shaking me hard, shaking me awake, and it only made me all the more aroused. I opened my eyes to find Dr. Dre bending over me in his white lab coat. His face was twisted in anger. He shook me hard, shouting furiously, Dana! Dana. There we go. I was
Dana! He changed his voice again.
Dana.
Oh,
Dana.
Well,
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Dana, what have you done? What have you done to the egg monsters? Huh? I was still half asleep. My eyes struggled to focus. I had nocturnally emitted and suddenly impregnated all of the egg monsters from Mars with the same goop that had created them in the first place.
Since I was aroused in the morning.
My head bobbed loosely on my shoulders as the angry scientist shook me. Let's go, I finally managed to choke out. Oh, let go. I was like, let's go.
I was like,
Where?
huh?
Let's go!
I said, it's like, that would work.
What have you done to them? Dr. Gray demanded. How did you turn them into a blanket?
Whoa.
I didn't. Don't you know what happens when egg monsters from Mars form into a blanket formation? Why, that means that they're going to... It's almost too horrible to tell you. See, understand, the last time that I saw an egg monster turn into a blanket, why, you see, he slithered across the ground. He came up to me, he goes, hey, why don't I take you on a magic carpet ride? So I hopped on his back.
went.
He lifted up into the air, he flew me through the clouds, and I thought to myself, wow, being a lonely individual, it sure is nice to have a little company way up here. Of course, what I didn't realize was that the egg monster from Mars was actually attempting to take me back to his planet.
Dun, dun, dun.
We went higher and higher. The air got thinner and thinner, and suddenly I was being transported through the atmosphere. I was burnt to a crisp. I was burnt into nothing but little grains of ash. I fluttered down from the sky and I landed in the ocean where my body remains today.
You're right here.
Oh, what, you think you're some kind of a scientist? I'm the scientist here. I'll tell you what's plausible and what ain't.
He's Dr. Manhattan.
He uttered a furious growl. You've ruined everything, he shrieked.
All my research. Who knows what it was? What was the independent variable? I do not know.
All we know is that them forming a blanket
Ruined
somehow
everything.
renders all of his scientific
You figure,
studies null and void.
You figure he figured more out by like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Oh
they did
my
this.
God,
I
they
did not
did
know
this.
that before.
I didn't know that they would do this now. Please, I started struggling to wake up. Struggling to wake up? He's not awake yet, apparently.
Okay, so he's like,
Is he having a dream? He let go of me and grabbed the egg blanket in both hands. What have you done, Dana? He repeated. Why did you do this? With another cry of rage, he ripped the blanket off me and heaved it against the wall. Oh, he touched the egg monsters.
So yeah.
He has to stay in there too. You touched the egg monsters.
Again,
you know,
his rules,
don't make any fucking sense.
he'll make them up as he goes.
What about the possible diseases that they're covered in?
It's fine now.
The egg creatures made a soft splat as they hit the lab wall. I heard them utter tiny squeals of pain. The blanket folded limply to the floor. You shouldn't do that, Dr. Dre, I screamed, finally finding my voice. I jumped to my feet. I could still feel the warmth of the egg blanket on my skin.
Dick, Dr. Dre.
You hurt them, I shrieked. You hurt them! I gazed down at the yellow blanket. It bubbled silently where it had been thrown. It didn't move. You let them touch you, Dr. Gray demanded, twisting his face in disgust. You let them cover you up? They saved my life, I declared. They pushed together to make a warm blanket, and they saved my life. I glanced down again. The egg creatures remained stuck together. The blanket appeared to be seething now, throbbing hard as if excited or angry.
Ooh.
Are you crazy? Dr. Dre cried, his face red with anger. Are you crazy? You let these monsters rest on top of you. You touched them. You handled them. Are you trying to destroy my discovery? Are you trying to destroy my work? You laid with them. You laid with them in the biblical sense. You got right down and dirty with them, didn't you?
You're not married.
Didn't you, boy? You are not married. Premarital sex with egg monsters from Mars. My lord, my lord. I disapprove. You did not ask my permission. Oh, you come back here, boy. You are gonna be marrying these egg monsters, okay? We are having a wedding here today.
Good thing I am also a priest.
I am an ordained minister, as well as a scientist.
And musician.
So here we go.
What can't I do?
Dana, do you take these egg monsters from Mars as your lawfully wedded, listen to me, that's one for the blooper reel. Dana, do you take these egg monsters from Mars to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Good enough.
Good
and
enough.
You monsters.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may smother the groom. He's the crazy one, I realized. Dr. Dre isn't making any sense. He isn't making any sense at all. I love that he's the crazy one, I realized. I think Dana said that Dr. Dre was crazy maybe 6 or 7 times prior to this. So it's not really a realization.
It's finally seeping into his own head.
It's not really a realization. It's more of a reiteration. He isn't making any sense at all. He moved quickly and grabbed me again, held me in a tight grip so I couldn't escape, and pulled me to the door. Let go of me! Where are you taking me? I demanded. I thought you could be trusted, Dr. Dre replied in a menacing growl, but I was wrong. I'm sorry, Dana. So sorry. I had hoped to keep you alive, but I see now that is impossible. We might actually have an attempted murder of a child in a Goosebumps book by an adult.
Not the monster that we think is supposed to kill him, but just an adult.
The most dangerous game of all, Steve. Humans.
Who's the real monster?
But seriously, like generally Goosebumps only goes as far as, I can't let you leave. But it doesn't usually go as far as like,
you tried to leave, I am now going to kill you.
I am going to put a bullet in your motherfucking brain. Well, we'll have to find out if Dana escapes tomorrow on another edition.
Situation just keeps getting worse and worse.
I'm pretty terrified, Steve. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, but we don't have much choice. Good night, Steve.
Good night, Mike. Good night.